Hey, Lou from RV Habit, and today we're going to be installing a new kitchen faucet in our new Geo Pro 19FD. And the reason is the faucet it came with has a really high spout and it doesn't have a pull-out sprayer. So anytime we try and wash anything, the water literally splashes everywhere but in the sink. So we're going to install a new faucet, relatively easy job. We went with a residential style faucet. You do not need to buy an RV specific faucet. You can use a residential faucet. There's just one little part you'll need. Let me show it to you. We got this on Lowe's for about $60. I will leave a link for it below if you're interested. Directions, we will not need these where we are going. And this is the faucet. And we like this one because it has a sprayer that you can have down like this. You can turn it and it has like a waterfall effect, or you can pull it out. So it's kind of multi-purpose. Now, the only difference between an RV faucet and a residential faucet, besides the fact that RV faucets are generally very cheap, is the ends of the water connections. Now, RVs have a 1/2-inch female connection on the PEX, and RV faucets have a 1/2-inch male connection. And I'll show you that when we take it off. Residential faucets come with a 3/8 compression fitting. So what you will need is an adapter, and I'll leave a link to these below also. But the adapter has a 1/2-inch male fitting to a 3/8 compression male fitting, and this will go into the PEX in the RV, and your new residential faucet will screw on to the 3/8 compression fitting. And we shouldn't even need Teflon tape. I got to check, but the female 1/2-inch on the RV should have a washer, and the 3/8 on these faucets also have a washer. So once it has a washer, you don't need any Teflon tape. So let's take you out to the RV, and the hardest part's going to be getting in these little spaces. Everybody's layout's different. Mine's real tight. So let's go take a look. So the first thing we want to do, shut your water off, shut your water pump off, and we're going to open up the faucets for both the bathroom and the kitchen, and then we're going to go outside and we're going to open up your low point drains, both hot and cold, and this will help getting as little wet as possible when we disconnect the hoses underneath here. And after that's all done, for my rig, we're going to take out these two drawers, and I have to get in here and up behind here to get this faucet off. So these are your connections to your faucet. You got your hot and your cold, and they should just be hand tight. Yep, they are. And we'll take these off. And this is what I was talking about. The RV faucet has a male 1/2-inch connection, and the PEX line has a female, and you can see there's a washer in there, so we should not need any Teflon tape. So we got the hot off, the cold off. We'll get the hot off. Okay, now that was the easy part. The hard part is I have to get in this little cabinet, go up, and get the nut off the faucet to remove the faucet. So let's do that. Okay, so we're looking underneath the sink here, and here is the nut I need to remove, and it should be just hand tight. Ah, there we go. And that's it. Get these hoses out of here, and we should be able to pull the faucet right out. So now that we have that retainer nut removed, we can remove the faucet. It's as simple as just pulling it straight up. And you have your two hoses, and you'll have to do usually one hose at a time because the hole's too small to get both of those through at the same time. And that's it. We'll put the new faucet in and go from there. So we have the new faucet, and it'll come with the nut attached. You're going to remove the nut, and I'll explain. This is a little different nut than the one we just took off. Depending on the faucet, it could come with the one like we just took off or this type. I have no preference over any of them. So you have the nut, we'll take that off, and you have a metal washer and a rubber washer. The rubber washer, I'll show you, goes on the sink faucet to the top, and the metal washer will go from underneath where this will clasp. So let's get this off and then I'll show you exactly what I mean. So we got the nut off. Again, the rubber washer is going to stay on the faucet and seal against the sink. And all you're gonna do is put all your lines down below and feed that faucet in. And we'll go underneath and we'll get that nut on. So I've put all the hoses through the metal washer and the nut. Now this nut's a little different. You just snug it up and then you basically use these 2 Phillips screws and it tightens up against the sink. I'll give you a show. I'll show you that. But we're just gonna start the nut here. And that's it. And then we'll just snug that up. And that's it. You don't have to go any tighter. All we're going to do is we want to be able to get to these 2 Phillips, and that is what's going to pull the washer tight to the sink and hold it down. But before I do that, I want to make sure my faucet up top is nice and straight before I tighten it up. So let me check that. So I've made sure the faucet's straight, and now I'm just going to tighten these Phillips screws up, and that's going to tighten the faucet to the countertop, and do a little on each side. 2 or 3 turns, then go to the other side, come back, 2 or 3 turns, and go to the other side. And that's it for attaching the faucet. So the next step is to get my connections in there, and all we're going to do is start them. Again, no Teflon tape, there's a washer in there. And you can pretty much just do hand tight. You don't want to over tighten these, you'll crush the washers. And we'll get the hot done. Once my adapters are in, I'm going to connect the faucet cold to cold. And this I will need a little crescent wrench on. You want to snug these up. Once I get it hand tightened, I will give it a 1/4 turn with a crescent wrench. I cold and hot. So the next part is to connect the sprayer hose to the faucet, and it is a simple push to connect. It's got 2 O-rings on it. You're just going to push in that blue button and it will snap in. As simple as that. And the last step is we're going to put a weight on the sprayer hose. So I've got the weight on here, and the weight, you're going to pull the sprayer cord straight down, and you want it just before it starts to bend back up. And just get that on. It goes around, and then you just tighten it up, and it'll stay right where you tighten it on the hose. And this goes over here. And that's it. It should hang freely, just like that. That's it, all done. And I think it looks really nice. Now when it's in the horizontal position like that, you can turn it on and you get a nice, kind of like a waterfall effect. Really cool. And if you turn it to the vertical position, it's like a regular faucet. And when you pull the sprayer out, it has this like little button on it. So when you spray, you can press that button and it gets real powerful. Real nice. I like it. Again, it was only like $60 at Lowe's. I'll leave a link for that below. I'll also leave a link below for the adapters I used. I think I got them, I think I got those on Amazon, but I'll find it. I'll leave a link below. But real good, real easy, half-hour install. Anybody can do this. As always though, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.